All right, man. Good evening. I got a hey man. Flame series continues. Flame and shame. Uh, this time we got Jaime Munguia and Jose Benavidez Jr. The Jaime Munguia I already knew about because he tested positive his A sample. He failed for what some they said some foreign testosterone. So basically saying he got testosterone um, advantages from an external source or a foreign source. Wasn't something that was natural. So he got hit with that. He requested the B sample, and now I've heard news that the B sample came back positive as well as a lot of us expected. And then the Jose Benavidez situation took me by surprise. Um, but I do want to go to the sources because I did pull them up right before I started this stream. So let's go through it together. So share my screen and let's see what we can dig up for as far as the sources and get more details on what's going on. So this is from Boxing Scene. Jose Benavidez Jr. hit with 9-month suspension and a fine after positive drug test. They talked about how he got his first win in nearly 2 years. Let me zoom in a little bit more. So it says the former secondary titleist saw his February 1st knockout victory over Danny Rosenberger nullified when a post-fight drug test revealed the presence of cocaine metabolite benzoyl. I can't pronounce that. The infraction resulted in the fight outcome changed to a no contest, and Benavidez dealt a backdated 9-month suspension along with a $3,750 fine. So he gets a $3,700 fine, backdated suspension. So from February all the way up to 9 months from then, that's how long he's suspended. So he'll be back sometime this year. Let me see. So yeah, they was talking about how this took place on the undercard of the Benavidez David Morrell fight. So brother fought David Morrell. He conveniently did cocaine for that fight to give him some sort of advantage or whatever or high. Benavidez is now suspended until October 30th. And it says he must produce clean samples through a state approved random drug testing program to be removed from suspension. He is ineligible to box in any jurisdiction under the Association of Boxing Commissions, ABC, during that period. During the Association of Boxing Commissions during that period. So no loophole this time. He can't go to Phoenix and fight there because I was found out about the loophole from Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. He tested positive for a performance enhancing drug. So I think the Nevada Athletic State Commission said you're not fighting your ass here. And so he said, okay, we'll go to Phoenix. We'll go to Arizona. So Jose, the Phoenix native, guess he won't be able to use that um, loophole. He'll have to prove that he's a clean athlete all the way up until Halloween. If not, it's gonna be another nightmare for you because you're gonna be not able to get paid, man. Um, some of us know David Benavidez tested positive as well in the past for cocaine. So shout out to the homie Charles. Charles had us cracking up laughing. He said, "Yeah, yo, brothers, man." So yeah, man. Now David and Jose Benavidez have now been popped, and hit cocaine in their system. And I don't know. I don't know what kind of advantages it gives them in the ring. I think it says something about muscles. One of them articles. Let me see. I thought I saw something that talked about the effect. Well, whatever the effect of the cocaine, it I guess helped him get the victory in his last fight. Oh, talked about right here where it says the substance, when ingested in cocaine form, can be detected in urine up to 4 days after its last use. The period of detection is no the period of detection is longer among heavier drug use, and it says it was not determined when Benavidez ingested the product. You know, regardless of when he did it, he did it. So he will be serving his suspension. Maybe we'll see him on somebody's card in November, December. I don't know how a lot of people feel about that. It's cocaine. Maybe he just likes to party, Holmes. I don't know, but either way, man, it's banned. And if you're gonna be a professional athlete, so you gotta take this serious, man, and put the coke down, man. Put the shit down. Um, this next article is from ESPN.com, and this is talking about Jaime Munguia's B sample. Says it came back positive for a banned substance. Junior middleweight title holder, or former junior middleweight title holder Jaime Munguia could face disciplinary action after his B sample came back for a banned substance following his May 4th unanimous decision victory over Bruno Saras. Munguia could see the win overturned to a no contest and might face a suspension ranging from 6 months to 1 year. So, this article, what I was reading from, is from a writer named Andreas Hale, writer, I guess, for ESPN, giving us an update on the B sample. It says here, of course, McGee's team maintained his innocence in a statement. Um, it says here in quotes, "We want to reiterate that his outcome does not change our position. Jaime did not knowingly or intentionally ingest any," as the team said in its statement. "We remain steadfast in the belief that this result was caused by contamination, and we are continuing to take every possible step to identify the source." So I guess a lot of these cheaters are starting to run with this contamination excuse shit. Um, and it didn't even say that this was Avada. Did who tested this guy, Jaime McGee? I don't know, but a lot of these dudes is running with this contamination shit as of lately, man. I'm not buying this shit, man. I'm really not. I just thought it's very convenient that Mr. Munguia, immediately after getting starched and put on Blazewood Avenue when he fought Bruno Saras the first time, soon as he got his ass sent to the Shadow Realm, then you hit up Eddie, um, Reynoso. Then you want to join the Reynoso camp. When after Ryan got his ass from Tank, then he joined the Reynoso camp. I don't know if it was before or after, whatever. I don't know. But I just find it very, very convenient that if anyone suspiciously runs over to the Reynoso camp after a loss, drug test. That's all I'm saying. Send randoms that direction, man, because this is a hot camp, man. You know, the Little Wayne shit. The block is hot. The block is hot. The camp is hot. That camp is hot. You know what I'm saying? Um, Conveniently, having Munguia, you got your ass whooped by Canelo Alvarez, and I guess you wanted to see what the secret formula is for you to be victorious and get back into championship. Found out it's drugs. It's performance enhancing drugs, man. So, um, a lot of people think there's some conspiracy to, I guess, take down the Reynoso camp or some shit. Maybe this is all fictional and made up. My suggestion: stay away from the camp. If you don't want your name mixed up in the suspicion soup, even Teofimo Lopez all of a sudden, hanging around and hitting the mitts with Reynoso and all that shit. Okay, you know, all right. I would be careful on that situation. But we don't know. You know what I mean? When you mixed up with Canelo, Jaime might get a slap on the wrist, man. You know, he might not even suffer any consequences for all I damn know. But I must be honest with y'all, man. This is a flame of shame. Um, when it pertains to this topic, coke and roids, it equals out to no contest, man, and it equals out to um, denied congratulations, denied um, progress. At least it should be a denied progress in the rankings and denied title shot in your next fight because we've seen strange things take place in this sport where dudes can just get knocked out or fail a drug test and immediately get a title fight in the next fight, man. So it's weird. Shout out to Charles, man. Says little yayo out here hitting that dandruff, man. You know, these dudes gotta get, and it's unfortunate, man. But I think that these dudes need to get out of this stigma of I'm seeing a lot of Hispanic fighters as of lately getting hit with these steroids, man. And people don't want to start thinking that majority of them need to cheat to compete. But you know, Jose Benavidez, I like Jose Benavidez, man. I think he's a warrior. Like I said, I don't know how much of an advantage that Yayo really gave him in this matchup. But if it's banned, it's banned. And I got to stand by that, man. I got to stand that if you cheated, if you took anything that was on the ban list, fam, flame of shame, bro. I don't feel like, I feel like if you can't do it naturally, then you're just really not about this life, man. You're not. And Jaime McGill, you're really not about this life, man. Um, it's just pathetic, dog. Just absolutely pathetic, man. You got cleaned out when you fought Bruno Saras the first time. A dude who looked just, you know what I mean? We had no idea who he was, man. And you thought you was taking the tune up. And he smoked you, man. Put you smooth on Blazewood Avenue, man. Shout out to boxing guy, man. 504, man. Shout out to the 504. We up in here, man. Shout out to Lisa. You feel me? Jersey stand up. Shout out to Lisa. Well, yeah, we got to do better in this sport, man. These athletes, these boxers got to make better decisions about what trainers they select, man, and they choose. You know, since it's such a conspiracy against Reynoso camp, go somewhere else. There's a lot of trainers out there, man. A lot of trainers who have trained hella fighters, and none of their fighters ever pop. Why don't you go to the clean camp? You know, they want to go to the hottest camp on the map, and then you know, wonder why you're getting uh, randomly tested 8 times during training camp because you are in the hot camp, fam, and we know what they do over there. So I don't know if Jaime McGee is going to continue his career with Eddie Reynoso. Um, I don't know if Jose Benavidez Jr. is going to continue doing coke. Only thing I can say is I hope not for both of these individuals. I hope they move on. Jose, please move on from coke, and Jaime, move on from Reynoso and them, man. Get back to hard work, dedication. If that was ever, you know what I mean, a factor for you. I don't know if it was ever hard work and dedication. Maybe it was PEDs from jump. And that's the thing about it. When these dudes pop, now we got to question everything, the genesis of your career, man, all the way up to this point. Maybe you've been cheating this whole time. Maybe you took a fight off on PEDs when you fought Bruno Saras because you thought he was sweet, and maybe you got reminded, oh, you need that shit. You need that shit. So um, a lot of these dudes is getting revealed for the cowards that they really are. You know, a lot of them is not really as strong as they act like they are. Ryan Garcia, you know, some of these dudes get humiliated in these fights. They get it completely embarrassed, and all of a sudden, they want to turn into Superman and think nobody gonna raise their eyebrow. Like, wait a minute, bro, you ain't never been swinging this, throwing punches this fucking fast. You ain't never been punching this hard. So it's people are not stupid, you know. And I just hope that a lot of these commissions, because that's what it really be. It be a lot of times the commissions, what state they actually have these fights in, and the commission could decide to have drug testing. If not, that's on the fighters. If they decided to get an outer source like an agency like VADA or USADA or whatever else that they decide, UCAD, depend on the location and depends on the commission. And I hope these commissions, get more strict because, man, hey, every time I see a a situation where a boxer ends up injured, we lost some people already this year. A lot of y'all don't even know that shit. We lost like two or three boxers this year. One was a female that I remember. It was like I think she was from like Indonesia, Malaysia, some shit like that. But what you call it? What's that guy? Uh, Jin Sasaki, man. I mean, we still, his condition is pending. We don't know if he gonna be all right, man. It's a brutal sport, so you got to clean it up. We got to make sure that before these athletes jump in that ring, that they are clean athletes and that nobody's in there with a fucking secret injection that is turns into a weapon once that bell ring. So motherfuckers is getting sent to that upper room, man. That beef here different. Shit, Reynoso, with Reynoso, yeah. Now they're saying Haney versus Norman is off before it even started. Yeah, my first time hearing about any talks or negotiations was earlier when I did the live stream, and so yeah, I didn't even know that this was even in talks. But yeah, whatever, man. I mean, shit. Jerron Boots Ennis already left. He went up 54, so it's gonna be a lot of belts vacant. So it's really no excuse, man. These dudes might as well move up and try to fight for a belt. Either go right after Norman or go after a vacant belt. But either way, you're gonna have to see him eventually. If you're trying to unify or become undisputed. But I just say, like, anytime you see with that wave, that 35 wave that went up, what we talking about T.O., Ryan, Rowley, Tank, Haney, and Shakur, I'll be like, whatever, man. Not really Shakur. Shakur doing his thing. He's a weight class below them. So, you know, I'm glad he didn't get mixed up with too much with all that foolery. 'Cause they don't want no smoke with him anyway. But that little group over there, man, that shit is just goddamn, it's just trash, bro. It's just trash. It's a distraction. It's a circus, and it's more hype than we actually even get in the ring. It's just more action outside of the ring than you actually would get in the ring. So it's just a bunch of in a way ass ninjas, man. So best of luck to Brian Norman. I mean, looks like he's the big dog now at 47 for the time being. unless you know, Manny Pacquiao returns with a freaking storm and blaze through Mario Barrios, which is a possibility. It is a possibility, even though Mauricio Suleiman on that stupid shit, allowing that shit, because Pacquiao he could get fucked up, 50-50 fight, I guess, probably. Depending on yeah, Barrios, come on, man. Don't get whooped by this whole ass dude, Pacquiao. But whatever, man. Mario's been in some wars. But yeah, man, this flame of shame, man. Three in a row today, man. No flame of fames. All shameful shit that has been taking place in the sport. She said, I'm just not into boxing like I used to be, unfortunately. Me neither, man. I just, when I get the time and if I get a little bit of time to speak on it and give my opinions on upcoming fights that I feel are good fights, or certain events that I feel like, it's not really getting too many headlines, but it should be getting a lot of, more headlines and attention, I'll speak on it, because a lot of people trying to go quiet, man. Nah, this motherfucker B sample was dirty too. Jaime Munguia, you know, you just destroyed your reputation, man. You know, congratulations. Another one promotions, man. Flame of shame. And Jose Benavidez is like, God damn, man. And a lot of people and everything, man. Shoot, a lot of them, a lot of these fighters, man, you know, I might like, but I gotta stay true to this flame, man. It's just like, damn, dog. Why you do that, Jose Benavidez, man? Jose Benavidez, you didn't need no money. You didn't need to get coked up, bruh, for this. I'm saying you could have been sober for this scrap, bro. So yeah, man. Anyways, um, blame and shame, Jose Benavidez. Um, paid his little four G's or whatever, 3,700, and Hyman Gill, you an idiot, man. You an idiot for going to that camp. Like motherfuckers didn't know what was going on. We knew what you was going to Reynoso camp for, bruh. So you stupid. And you brought all the heat back on Reynoso camp. Of course, y'all gonna say, they over here talking about he didn't knowingly ingest. Get out of here, man. Get out of here with that stupid shit. We know what it is, man. Cheat to compete promotions going on. So flame of shame to all these dudes that got to cheat to compete. Um, yeah, man, these cheaters, the list is piling up already, man. Halfway through the year, it's still piling up. So the back half of the year, pretty sure there's gonna be more to add to the list, because a lot of these dudes, you just don't got it, man. Just don't got it naturally. They got to cheat to compete, just to relevant, just to stay famous, just to get a payday, just to get on somebody's famous card until they get hit with one of them random drug tests, and then then everybody finds out. We fuck around and find out what you really is, a cheater. So, um, I will say best of luck to these individuals, but whatever. Do what you do. Flame of shame. Come back, correct with your mistakes, learn from it. And I think Jose Benavidez can probably correct it because his brother did. His brother missed weight. He got disciplined. His brother, got popped for cocaine. He stopped doing cocaine for all we know. So he never got hit with a failed drug test since then. So, you know, there's another chance. You got another opportunity to return. And then plus with Jose Benavidez, it wasn't like it was, some uh, anabolic steroid or some other shit like the shit Jaime Munguia over there getting from the damn Reynoso lab. So shout out to Jose. He ain't with that extreme, and I hope he don't go that extreme. So get your shit together. You know, win fair and square, and you get back on your side. Oscar Valdez cheating ass. He made a mistake, and then he got on Vada, and he won fair and square. Become a world champ. Became a world champ again, fair and square, and we gave him Flame of Fame. You know, And that's how you flip it, G. You got to learn how to flip it, turn a negative into a positive. And maybe Jaime Munguia will do it. I doubt it, but maybe Jaime Munguia can turn a negative to a positive. And I believe Jose Benavidez Jr. can turn this negative to a positive. All you gotta do is just don't snort that, man, for training camp, and you'll be all right. So that's all I got for this one, man. Thank y'all for tuning in for this. I am the Black Horseman, and that's my flame of shame. Um, yeah, man, y'all keep tuning in when y'all can. Hit the notification bell, hit the like button. Flame series continues, man. 2025. We out.